I like the rock and roll music from the 50s and 60s. So that is my favorite. And although we didn't play it at the radio station, I also like some old-time country music and also some bluegrass music.
I'm wondering, 1971, I'm trying to picture, did you have long hair or a beard or any of those things?
I didn't have a beard, but I did have a mustache, and my hair was probably down touching my shoulders at that time. So I tell people that I used up my whole allotment of hair then and don't have any left for now. Well, when I moved to Acworth in 1980, I think Acworth still had a decent business community in the downtown, but it was starting to wane. And we saw the malls come in and start causing local merchants to lose their businesses, and we saw a decline in downtown. There were still some great businesses. I remember one in particular that was a bakery that was on Main Street that I used to love to go to the bakery and get a few things. But this was still Acworth prior to the realignment of Cherokee Street and Dallas Street, where the railroad crossing used to be at that time, and that was moved later a little south to Lemon Street. But a small town. I think in 1980 the population was about 3,500. It had decreased from the prior census. The prior census had been about 4,000 people. So Acworth was decreasing in size, and then the business communities had difficulty here, and we saw most of the businesses on Main Street over the next decade just slowly fade away.
So town center had an impact on them?
Yeah, town center certainly had an impact. You also had saw relocation or businesses and some new businesses locating out near I-75, which had been completed in the 1970s, and we saw things like Kmart open out there at I-75 and Cherokee Street. And of course that business is now long gone, and the building's no longer there. But it was a difficult time for the Acworth business community. Politics kind of fell on me after I got involved in youth sports here in activity in Acworth. So I had 3 sons, and as a result, I ended up being around football, baseball, track, basketball, all these sports as the kids wanted to play those. And I had gotten involved with those organizations. And I was very heavily involved with the Acworth Football Association. And in fact, I coached there, and I was a board member there. And we had a liaison with the city of Acworth, Bob Gibson, who was an alderman at that time, and later on was elected mayor. And he met with us on a regular basis, and the city provided some services for the organization, such as they provided the lights for the field that we played on. They came in and cut the grass for us. But pretty much other than that, it was a volunteer-run organization. And if there were improvements made at the field, the parents got together and did that themselves. And we ran the leagues ourselves. And it came to a point where one day Bob Gibson came to us and said, listen, the city's lawnmower is broken down, and we're not going to be able to cut the grass on the sports fields anymore. So he said, y'all are going to have to start doing it on your own, which we picked up and did, and we carried on like that for a couple of years. And then at that time, Acworth did not have a Parks and Recreation department at all. It was no one staffing that. The little bit of work that was done by the Public Works Department. Wow. Later on, after Bob Gibson was elected mayor, he'd always had an interest in recreation for young people in town. And he wanted to get a recreation department started, and there was some opposition to it on the city council.
Really?
And he came to the association and asked them if there was anyone there that was a city resident that would like to become involved in politics and run for a seat on the board of aldermen. And he talked to 2 or 3 people there, and then they finally came and asked me, and he explained the mission. So I was sort of drafted by the rest of the folks there to run for alderman. When I came on board, Lake Acworth, the beach, was closed to the public.
Yeah.
There had been some pollution problems in the lake, and the board had been working over the past several years. I think the beach actually closed in 1992, and the pollution problems had to be resolved, and they finally were. And I think in 1998, that summer, was when the beach was officially reopened.
Okay.
And we started having some programs there again. So, well, we've had a great program over the past 20 years with really stressing quality of life in Acworth. We have done a great job with that. We have a city team that, and it really is a team. All of the Board of Aldermen, Mayor Alligood, we all work as a team to get these things accomplished. And we have a great city staff that's a part of that team and helps us with that too. Our first focus was on our downtown area. And as you can see, sitting here in this new community center and with all the road improvements and parks, we've been very successful at that. We've recruited new businesses to downtown. Acworth is now a vibrant place to be at night, whereas back in 1998, the streets rolled up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you didn't see a car downtown. Yeah. Now, Acworth is a destination and where people like to go and shop and dine. And we have kids coming to downtown to work here in the recreation center and enjoy basketball and other sports. So now we're going to start turning our focus further out into our city as we can start interconnecting our neighborhoods to this core downtown that we've built.